For the visiting Portland Trailblazers, at shooting guard, Matisse Thybulle. At small forward, Jabari Walker. At the other forward position, Jeremy Grant. At center, DeAndre Ayton. At the other guard position, Anthony Simons. The head coach of the visiting team is Chauncey Phillips.
And now, the starting lineup for your Houston Rockets. Starting at small forward, 6 feet 7 inches. Number 1, Amin Thompson. At the other forward, at 6'6" inches, number 9, Dylan Brooks. At shooting guard, at 6'4", number 4, Jalen. The man in the middle, standing 6'11", number 10, Jabari Smith. At the other guard, at 6'0", number 5, Fred VanVleet.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. And the injury story, certainly noteworthy, a lot of players out tonight.
A long list of injuries coming into this game. You look at all those names unavailable, pretty daunting.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Andre Ayton out there with Grant. Then it's Walker. Then there's Matisse Thybulle. And it's Simons in at the point. And for Houston, the guard spots are VanVleet and Green. Thompson is out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Smith in at the 5. You know what stands out, Clark, with both of these teams is their speed and their athleticism.
And because of those things, Kevin, it's going to be about limiting fast break opportunities. That'll be a key for both of these squads. Taking care of the ball, always a critical factor, and then being able to stay clear of those momentum-changing plays.
Now, here is Smith. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Ayton.
You know, Smith Jr. shoots it well from the field, but still developing a bit of a work in progress with his free throw shot.
Jabari Smith, 2 shots.
He's off on the first. The Clark, one benefit that Jabari Smith has had in his career is the wisdom from his dad. He has learned a lot.
No wisdom like a father's wisdom, particularly when a dad has traveled the road that his son is traveling in the NBA. I'm sure his dad learned a ton in his experience that he has passed on to Jabari Smith Jr. in a way that's benefited the younger Smith. I think he's the prototypical 4 in the modern game. Jabari Smith has an excellent three-point stroke, and he can defend multiple positions.
A nice shot by Simons.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
VanVleet looking around. Pass to Brooks. Outside, Green. 4 on the shot clock. Houston needs to get a shot. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now, here's Thibault. Simons from outside. Thompson with the rebound. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Van Vliet passes to Thompson. Back to Van Vliet. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
And unafraid to challenge the heart of this defense. Van Vliet's a strong finisher for his size.
Grant outside. 20 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Ayton. Off target with his three. Passes it to Van Vliet. It's stolen. It's a tie game here in Houston. And we'll return shortly.
Your Rockets 3.
The Trailblazers 3.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Now Henderson. Jayshawn Tate out there with Green. Then it's Fred Van Vliet. And it's Landale in at the 5 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets.
Already a gifted passer, Henderson has solid vision for such a young player.
Scoot Henderson became the youngest G League player ever in 2021. Greg, was only 17 then.
And Kevin really speaks to his abilities that he was ready for that near NBA level of competition at such an early age.
Simons, the pass to Henderson. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Rockets trail by 3. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you very much. Jalen Green is trying to reach his potential as a star in this league. He says, things are starting to slow down for me. I'm recognizing the game a lot more and understanding what my role is. I'm locked in, and hopefully I'll give my team a chance to win and just take my game to another level, becoming a lot more efficient and aggressive. Kevin, back to you.
All right. Thanks, D.A. Henderson against Van Vliet. There's the pick. 13 feet away. Henderson, no good. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Rockets. Van Vliet on the wing, covered by Simons. Van Vliet outside. 6 to shoot. And it's Houston with another. Trailblazers trail by 3. Now here's Simons. Pass to Henderson. Murray sets a screen for Henderson. And it is good! The buzzer! Wow!
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Houston on top. They lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Toyota Center. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. And we see players sometimes, Greg, after a change of venue, they change teams, suddenly taking the next step. What can key that lead?
Kevin, it's not all just opportunity and fit. I think there can be a mental component as well. A fresh start can give you a blank canvas to try new things.
Here's who Chauncey Billups will start the second half with. Jeremy Grant is out there with Walker. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Thibault in at the 2 spot. Here's Thibault. Following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. And Walker kicks to Thibault. And the pass to Grant. Ayton a screen on Thompson. Here's Grant. Count! And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. That one on Thompson. And last season, Greg, the Rockets tied for the league's second worst record. They expect a different outcome this go-around.
Yeah, their veteran additions, headlined by Fred VanVleet, key to turning the tide, but also continued progression by their youngsters.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Grant.
You know, the first thing that jumps out at you when you look at Grant is his athleticism. I mean, this guy's a terrific dunker and finishes well around the basket even when he doesn't dunk.
VanVleet. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Grant with the ball. Picked up by VanVleet. Grant the pass to Simons. Grant with a screen on Smith. Simons kicks to Ayton. Pass to Grant. Over Smith. And it's Grant that time on the assist by Ayton.
Assisted by
Grant's got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers. Simons against VanVleet. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. And again, unable to change momentum here. Trailblazers leading by 6. How about this run, Craig, they're on right now? Wow.
I mean, they're just getting to their spots and executing, really keeping things simple.
Now, here's Walker. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Grant in the post. Brooks covering. No good from Grant.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were
He gets it to go! Wow!
It counts. A bomb at the buzzer. How about that? Unreal. Whips this crowd into a frenzy right at the stroke of halftime.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Trailblazers lead by 3. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Rockets trail by 3. The guard spots are Van Vliet and Green. Smith is out there with Brooks. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Van Vliet can't get it to go. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. This is it to Simons. Over Thompson. It's rebounded by Houston.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
And there's the call on DeAndre. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
1:22 left to play here in the fourth. Van Vliet against Simon. They grab their own miss. Trailblazers leading by 3. Here's Grant. Grant. It's good on the putback.
Well, I tell you, I think Grant's athleticism was what allowed him to win out there.
Simons against Van Vliet. They kick it out to Green. Back to Van Vliet. Pocket 6. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession.
Trailblazers ball.
.46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he commits the intentional foul.
Van Vliet. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Simons. Grant outside. To the middle. Here's Ayton.
Smith with a nice job on that defensive stand. His length, really an asset.
no time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
Trailblazers foul. Matisse Thybulle. First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Houston, Jalen Green. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Tough situation for Green. Is he feeling the pressure, or can he rise above it?
Good on both.
A steady hand at the line in a tough situation narrows it to a one-possession game.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Green. First personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for Portland, Matisse Thybulle, 2 shots.
Shoot 2. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
2-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
Timeout called the Rockets. They're trailing by 5. There's 25 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
The champion man, now on the court, is your rock star. Get loud and let's hear it.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. During the last break, got to listen in on Ime Udoka's huddle with his team. He challenged his team. He said they're not going to give us this one. We have to take it from starting now. We'll see if that message resonated. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Timeout called the Rockets. They trail by 5. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Once again, for your
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Van Vliet against Simon. Another miss by Houston. And they go to the intentional foul.
Jabari Smith, 2nd personal foul, 3rd team foul. At the line for the Trailblazers, DeAndre Ayton, taking 2 shots.
Shoot 2. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
And you just have to be enticed by the skill set of Ayton, a 7'1" behemoth who plays with a lot of physicality and skill on both ends.
Thompson outside. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Knocks down the 3.
Great poise from Van Vliet there, shrugging off the pressure and just taking that shot.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're ahead by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth. The Trailblazers with the ball, and now they foul and stop the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was a priority.
For 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. One is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
I think it's a wrap. When the game's on the line, he knows how to deliver the crushing blow.
And Green puts up a deep 3 off target. And so it's Portland winning this one. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.